No social life, no problem. So hello and welcome back to this channel. My name is Ruth and today I am out in nature, and today's video is going to be about what to do when you have no social life. So when it comes to having no social life, there are usually filled with emotions. It feels like, wow, I cannot believe that I actually have no social life. I cannot believe that, I want to go here and there, but I have no social life. So what has really prompted this video is I remember actually a friend actually messaging me and asking me, how do I deal with loneliness? And she really said to me that I seem to know how to deal with it well. I seem content, I seem happy, and I seem to be really being able to be quite productive even in this season of having no social life. And I thought to myself, what do I actually do? What should I actually tell my friend that I do? And I had to sit back and think to myself, what are things that have been helping me in this season of having no social life? Of course, I'm not going to say that having no social life comes with 100% bliss. There are those moments that you may think, wow, you want to do something with someone, or you may think, wow, I cannot believe that I actually do not have a social life. But I can honestly say that even in this season, whether it's a long-term thing or whether it's because of COVID, we surely may be able to have a season of contentment, even when living, without a social life. So let's get straight into it. What shall I do when I have no social life? Step 1. The first one for me, I would say, has really helped me is that every morning, every day, I have a shower, I get dressed, because many a times we feel like we should only get dressed as well. We should only shower when we're seeing people. But I believe getting dressed in the morning has really helped me in that time of having no social life. It's made me think, wow, I'm not going anywhere. I may just be working from home, but it just allows me to feel like good within myself. I've showered, I've creamed, I've got dressed, and I'm just ready to go. That even if I'm going out for a walk later, I'm ready, I'm productive, and I know that I'm just doing the little things in terms of me taking care of myself, to know that, even within myself, I want to make sure that I'm taking care of myself and I want to look good for me. So another tip number 2, I would say, use this season in your life to learn a new skill. So currently for me, I'm learning the language of Swahili. Na langu ni Rutu, karibu kitaka chanali changu ya YouTube. Please, if this is your national language, I'm learning, so hear me out. And it's been really interesting. I started to learn it a few months ago, and I've been doing grammar and learning words here and there. And it's just been so amazing just to have something that I focus on. So I know that every week I'm having my lessons, and then even in my spare time, I may listen to things. And also, if you have any tips of how to learn a language, please comment below, because I want to be able to learn this. So that's another tip that I'll say in your season where you may not have an active social life or have no friends. Learn a skill. It allows you to have something to look forward to. The third one I would say is take yourself out on a date. I know some people will say, oh, that's a bit weird. I don't want to do that. I'm going to look crazy outside just going out to eat by myself or doing this activity by myself. But I would honestly say to you, exploring by yourself is actually worthwhile. And for me, my greatest gift has been self-timer, because even though I go out and explore different places, I can also capture these memories, and I can look back and think, wow, this is actually a good thing. And I've realized that because I've been doing this for so long, where I take myself out, I actually realize that I'm more confident as a person. So even though you have no social life, it doesn't mean that you have to stay indoors. Explore, go out in nature, take yourself out to eat, do a fun activity, and use self-timer, to take a lovely picture of yourself so you can look back and think, wow, it actually wasn't as bad as I thought, and I actually done it. So tip number 4, I would say, is develop yourself. I've realized that in this season of having no social life here and there, I've realized that I've grown so much as a person. I look at myself last year and I'm definitely a different person. Over these months in moving here, I've honestly grown so much. I've been able to know how I feel. I've been able to grow. I've been able to develop. So during this time, we may not have time to focus on people and go out with people on a regular basis, but I would say use this time to develop yourself. You'll be so proud you did it, and it'll give you something to wake up in the morning of, that you're bettering yourself to be the best version of yourself. So in this moment where you have no social life, develop yourself, and you'll be so proud that you took that time in your life. Because I've realized that in these seasons of having multiple times of having no social life, I'm more able to surround myself with great people. I'm able to see what, good friendships look like. I'm able to see what good people look like because I've spent time working in myself internally. And that's a whole nother thing as well about, you realize as well the value of time. Even though you have no social life, it doesn't mean that you have to be here and there and everywhere, but you begin to really see the value of time, the value of people, and you take things more seriously by developing yourself. So tip number 4 is develop yourself. Tip number 5, I would say, is to start journaling. We know that there are moments of isolation and having no social life where it may just hit you. You just feel like, wow, I actually cannot believe that I have no social life. So get out a pen and paper, begin to journal and think to yourself, what are my thoughts today? Just take each day, day by day. In those moments where it may feel like, wow, I honestly just want to go out with someone and do this and that, just get your pen and paper and journal and just really reflect on what you've written. Live in the present and remember, just to live for today, because as well, tomorrow's not guaranteed. So let us just focus on today, and tomorrow's troubles, we can focus on them when we are actually living on those days. So get your pen and paper out and begin to journal your thoughts. Tip number 6, I would say, is quite linked to developing yourself, is create a vision board. Many a times, during this time where you have no social life, you're going to have a lot of time to think. You're going to have a lot of time where your thoughts are there. So create a vision board and look at this. Think to yourself, I want to be this type of person. Write characteristics down, write things that are meaningful to you, and create it on a vision board and look at it every day. And make sure, as you've created this vision board, have it in a place where you can look at it regularly, and it'll keep you in track to know that even in this time where you have no social life, you have things to look forward to. This will give you hope, and it will help you as well have your purpose, in front of you that you can behold every step of the way. So tip number 6, create that vision board, and also comment below what are some things you're going to put on that vision board. Tip number 7 is something that I've done personally, and maybe I'll do a video about this. So there was a time in my life where I deleted social media. So I deleted Twitter, Instagram and Facebook for I think about 10 months. And this was really a time where I honestly saw that I grew. During this time as well, I saw that I was even more drawn to strangers. I don't know, strangers just really were drawn to me, and I had so many insightful discussions. So tip number 7 is that during this time period, you may want to delete social media, and I would say take this with a pinch of salt, because I know some people, they honestly feel that social media for them makes them feel enlightened, gives them connections with friends who may not be around them. But for some of us, it may be that when you see people having a good time, it may feel that, wow, how come I'm not in the situation? How come I don't have a social life? And for some of us, it may continually remind us, of our situation. So having the social media away may just allow you to focus within and help you again develop yourself. Think about yourself, think about your individual situation, whether social media for you is the good thing for you around this time, or if it's not. It may be that during this time of isolation, you may want to detox from social media, or even limit your time that you spend on social media. So tip number eight, I would say, is to be kind to yourself, because it's definitely a natural thing, even though I truly believe that we as humans, we need communication from others because we are social beings, but we may be faced with isolation. So during this time, be kind to yourself, love yourself, and develop yourself, and find out who you are during this time period. Another thing that I practically do, so this year I've been very shocked to see how much I've been able to read. So we're already in April and I'm on book 5, and I'm kind of actually nearly finished this book. So cultivate a habit such as reading. And the reason I'm reading, because I want to acquire knowledge on a given topic, and I want to continually be allowing my mind to work and to develop. Sometimes, we may think that having no social life means that we're not growing, we're not using our vocal skills. So read, if it means reading out loud or just read in silence. Make sure you're keeping your brain going, because these things that I'm basically saying will help you to remember that you surely have a purpose on this earth, and there is a calling that all of us have. So read, and as you read, you'll begin to see other worlds, you're able to attain knowledge, and you'll be able to grow and develop. For me personally, I'm a person that's really like a book person. I don't really like reading online. So choose what you like, whether it be Kindle, whether it be audiobooks, or a book in the flesh. Cultivate a habit. Think of a topic that you're really interested in or you're curious about, and dive in that topic. And as you're even reading, try and share it with others. Maybe have a blog, maybe join a YouTube channel and share what you've learned in your book. And if you want to comment below something you're reading at the moment or something you're learning, also do that too. So another tip I would say is that during this time for me, where there's no social connection or not really a social life that you have, I'm someone that really believes in having faith. I believe that during this time of having no social life, I've honestly seen how I've grown spiritually. So even me being out in nature, I'm able to hear things quite clearly. I'm able to know, which way to go, because I'm away from distraction, I'm away from noise. So this is also a habit that I tend to have. I'm a Christian, so that means that I have practices like, praying, reading the Bible and things like that. So I find it very helpful, especially where there's no social life, to really depend on a divine aid that is greater than myself. And also, lastly, I would say is to spend time in nature. Right now, I actually have to go because I have a meeting soon, but I just thought it'd be very important to share this video, because these are real things that we truly go through. And sometimes, of course, there are sadness between us having no social life, but I've honestly been able to be content during this time and to implement these things in my life. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any other tips in how to manage having no social life, please comment below. And if you've made it to this far to this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, because on this channel we talk about health and well-being, psychology, education and finances. So if any of those topics interest you, please comment below and I'll be happy to hear from you. So see you in the next video. Bye.